Marka, Ragnos, and Exar. On the outside, two very different Sith. But are these two more alike than they seem? Let's find out. First off, who is Marka Ragnos? Well, for starters, he was one of the most powerful ancient Sith. Thousands of years ago, he ruled the great Sith Empire. However, he feared his empire wasn't strong enough to contend with the Republic, so he kind of just remained content to merely stay within the bounds of his empire and not try to expand. Regardless, he ruled for 100 years, a time that would become known as the Golden Age of Sith, before he eventually died of old age. Which is kind of insane, since he's like one of the only Sith to do that. His spirit would return 3 times after he died. The first time was when 2 Sith were fighting for the right to be his successor, in which he gave a warning for the future of the Sith. Basically, just make good choices or the Empire's gonna fail. The next time was a couple thousand years later, when 2 dark side users were battling. Those 2 men were Exar and Ulic Qel-Droma. Now, Ragnos' spirit arrived and ended the fighting, declaring that Kun is going to be the Sith Master and Qel-Droma is going to be the apprentice, and he literally branded into their foreheads symbols representing each. Which is like kind of a force, like literally branding the word apprentice into someone's forehead. It kind of limits advancement opportunities, but whatever. The next time he would return would be thousands of years later, when a cult calling themselves the Cult of Ragnos wanted to use a Sith artifact to resurrect Ragnos. In the end, Ragnos returned when a woman named Axmis allowed him to possess her body.
I shall not be denied.
However, Ragnos was like immediately defeated by the Jedi Knight Jaden Korr, who was a former student of Luke Skywalker's academy. And when I say like former student, I mean like a week ago.
No! This is impossible. I will return, Jedi. One day I shall return and annihilate you all.
Spoiler alert, he did not. Now let's switch over to Exar, the very same man mentioned earlier. Now, Kun was a Jedi turned Sith Lord. His notable accomplishments include killing the ghost of the Sith Lord Frida Nad, killing the Jedi Master Vodo Syosk Boss. These guys are not giving me easy names to work with here, bro. Anyway, he created the first Mandalore Sith Alliance, which is like a kind of a big deal. He masterminded the Sith War against the Republic. That's like a really big deal. He kinda was cooking with that one. He almost won that if Ulic didn't betray him. And finally, he even invented the double-bladed lightsaber. However, he would ultimately come to lose the war after being betrayed by his own apprentice, Ulic Qel-Droma. Unwilling to accept defeat, Exar performed a ritual that bound his spirit to the Temple of Yavin 4. Like Ragnos, thousands of years later, his spirit would return. He began manipulating Luke Skywalker's student at his Jedi Academy, coincidentally located at Yavin 4. He turned a Jedi named Kip Duron to the dark side, and together they beat Luke Skywalker, separating his spirit from his body and leaving him comatose. He then manipulated Kip into using a powerful weapon called the Sun Crusher against the Empire, leading to the destruction of 2 entire solar systems. These solar systems collapsed after their individual suns were crushed by the Sun Crusher. Exar spirit was only destroyed through the combined might of all of Luke's students, Luke's spirit, and the spirit of Exar own personal previous Jedi Master, Vodo Syosk. Again with these names, bruh. You know, I'm glad he's dead, bro, with a name like that. Anyway, the similarities with Ragnos don't just stop there, however. The novel trilogy in which Exar spirit returns to terrorize Luke's academy is literally called Jedi Academy. And the video game in which Ragnos returns and is confronted by Luke's academy is also called Jedi Academy. So let me get this straight. They're both Sith Lords that return as a spirit to fight Luke's academy in something called Jedi Academy. They're literally the same dude. The only difference is that Ragnos sucks. He never did anything of note. He never picked a fight with any Jedi or the Republic until he died. The only notable fight he ever had was against a rival for the title of Sith Lord. And then when he finally was resurrected and grew the courage to actually fight someone who wasn't on the same side as him, he literally lost to the first dude he came across. Like literally, rando Jedi number 1, like bruh. Exar Kun, on the other hand, in addition to literally being more powerful than Ragnos, killed Jedi Masters, almost took over the entire Republic, turned the Mandalorians over to his side, created a double-bladed lightsaber, which would be a powerful tool used by Jedi and Sith alike for the rest of history. And then when he returned, 2 entire solar systems were destroyed due to his machinations, and with the help of Kyp Durron, he even defeated, like, Legends Luke Skywalker. Insane. In the end, while these two stories may be almost exactly the same from a certain point of view, the difference lies in the fact that the greatest thing Marka Ragnos ever did was recognize Exar Kun as a true Lord of the Sith.